multiple lawmakers reelected despite facing corruption charges and criminal charges. This one is from the Free Thought Project, and they rightly call it idiocracy. And why not? I mean, why not keep on re-electing criminals, right? This comes, I guess, from RT. Embarrassing social media posts could easily sink a congressional campaign, but several lawmakers have shown that you can be charged with corruption and embezzlement and still win an election or re-election. American voters took partisan politics to a whole new level on Tuesday after Republican Congressman Duncan Hunter and Chris Collins, both of whom faced federal indictments for crimes including embezzlement and securities fraud, won re-election as long as the Democrats didn't win, right? Hunter, a 5-term congressman from California, was charged along with his wife in August for misusing campaign funds totaling more than $250,000. And maybe I'm just not being enough of a criminal then to be successful, huh? I mean, maybe I should go and embezzle, or first run for office, and then turn around and embezzle $250,000 from my campaign. That would be great of me, wouldn't it? So the Hunter household found remarkably creative ways to spend the embezzled cash, even using the funds to purchase a $600 airline ticket for their pet rabbit. The congressman also used the money to reportedly carry out extramarital affairs and to take vacations to Hawaii, London, and Las Vegas. On top of that, he put the blame on his wife. Oh, what a nice guy he is. What a nice guy. I wonder how much treasonous Trump supports this dude. The 60-count indictment includes allegations of conspiracy, wire fraud, and falsifying records. Hunter's electoral success can be attributed to a number of factors. For starters, the politician enjoys a particular kind of name recognition. Hunter's father, also named Duncan, held the House seat for 28 years before him. The legacy congressman also employed some below-the-belt attacks against his opponents. Democrat Amar Najjar, Hunter's campaign, even suggested that Campa Najjar, who is a Latino Arab American, wow, what a combination, was a security risk because of alleged family links to terrorism. And who knows, he might be right. That motherfucker might be, have some family links to terrorism. Collins, who represents New York's 27th District, was also indicted in August, but his charges are not quite as entertaining. The 3-term incumbent is accused of insider trading. Prosecutors claim that the Republican congressman tipped off his son about a failed drug trial that the Australian pharmaceutical company Innate Pharmaceuticals, or Innate Immunotherapeutics, that's the name. Collins was serving on the company's board at the time. His son then allegedly sold his shares before news of the drug trial sent the price of the stock into free fall. Collins suspended his campaign in August after being arrested. He relaunched his campaign in mid-September after the Republican Party failed to replace him on the ballot. He defeated his Democratic opponent, Nate McMurray, by about 1%. The New York congressman may be a crook, but apparently He has a political crystal ball. He was the first House member to endorse the presidential candidacy of Donald Trump. Republicans weren't the only ones to cash in big on the mindless red versus blue paradigm. However, voters appeared to be equally forgiving on the other side of the aisle. Democratic Senator Bob Menendez, who represents New Jersey, was victorious in Tuesday's election despite being charged with corruption in 2017. The Justice Department eventually dropped the case. So what do you suppose will happen if, say, I don't know, Bill or Hillary Clinton get indicted? The Justice Department will eventually drop the case. That's what will happen. Even though polls showed that voters didn't think Menendez was trustworthy, they nonetheless held their noses and gave him another term. They apparently valued sending a Democrat to the Senate to stand up to President Donald Trump and Republicans more, Vox noted. Yeah, buddy. Yep, apparently I'm doing this criminal thing all wrong. Maybe I need to wear a suit and tie. Alright, so over here, priest pedophilia is on the rise again, a link to homosexuality. I'm kind of curious as to how it's linked to being a homo. We'll find out together. And this, of course, first appeared at Fellowship of the Minds. On November 2nd, 2018, Louisiana-based Ruth Institute released a study: Is Catholic clergy sex abuse related to homosexual priests? The Ruth Institute was founded in 2008 by Dr. Jennifer Robach Morris, an economics-trained author and writer on marriage, family, and human sexuality, who was the spokesperson for Proposition 8, the California ballot measure defining marriage as a union of one man and one woman, which was passed by voters but nixed by an activist judge. Far-left groups, including the Human Rights Campaign, GLAAD, and Southern Poverty Law Center, have criticized the Ruth Institute's stance against same-sex marriage and other LGBT causes. On August 23rd, 2017, responding to being labeled a hate group by the SPLC, the Ruth Institute said it categorically condemns white supremacy, radism, Nazism, and all violent totalitarian political movements. People who cannot defend their positions using reason and evidence resort to name-calling to change the subject away from their anemic arguments. The hate group label is a club such people invented to bludgeon their political opponents. The study was conducted by Ruth Institute Senior Research Associate Dr. Reverend D. Solons, a recently retired Catholic University of American sociology professor who is a leader in the field of research on same-sex parenting and its implications for child development, with 4 books including Keeping the Vow, The Untold Story of Married Catholic Priests, and over 100 journal articles, research reports, and essays on issues of family, faith, and culture. He is a former Episcopal priest, married for 30 years with 3 children, who was ordained to the Catholic priesthood in 2002. He is associate pastor of the Church of St. Mark, the Evangelist Hyattsville, Maryland. The study addresses a common question. Is the sex abuse related to any way or in any way to homosexual men in the priesthood? It has been reviewed by several scholars, including 4 social scientists, and will be included in an upcoming book. For his study, Dr. Solons employed data from the following sources to compute correlations: a 2002 survey of 1,854 priests by the Los Angeles Times that included questions about respondents' sexual orientation, age, year of ordination, and whether they thought there was a homosexual subculture in their seminary. The John Jay College of Criminal Justice reports in 2002, 2004, and 2011, which themselves used reports of abuse provided by Catholic dioceses. The recent Pennsylvania grand jury report, Catholic Church in Crisis, pedophile Cardinal Pennsylvania priest abused 1,000 children, homoerotic church services. Findings. Catholic clergy mainly preyed on boys, whereas 2/3 of victims in U.S. sex abuse of minors are girls. The vast majority of clergy sex abuse victims, over 8 in 10 victims, were boys. As girls became more prevalent as altar servers, abusers of boys responded to the presence of fewer younger boys, primarily by turning to older boys, not to female victims. So, hold on a second. By comparing the share of homosexual Catholic priests with the incidence and victim gender of minor sex abuse victims by Catholic priests from 1950 to 2001, the study found a strong correlation between sexual abuse of minors and 2 factors. A disproportionate number of homosexual clergy. Let's go down to B now. B, a homosexual subculture in seminars. So basically, what they're saying is, because all these priests are faggots, and they're not allowed to be, married. Not that it would matter because they're faggots, but say they can't have their civil unions with other men. They turn to the little boys in the church as a method of sexual gratification. And you know what I say about this? Hang the motherfuckers. Hang them all. And look, it's not because I have a problem with homosexuals. It's because I have a problem with homosexuals fucking with little kids. Here we are at Blacklisted News. Is this the most important election of our lives or just another distraction? This comes from Charles Hugh Smith. Let's see. All right. Charles Hugh Smith. All right. We have 14 minutes in here now, or 15. The problem isn't polarization. The problem is neither flavor of the status quo is actually solving any of the nation's most pressing system problems. As I write this at 5 p.m., Left Coast, November 6th, the election results are unknown. While various media are trumpeting this as the most important election of our lives, no. None of these elections actually mean a damn thing. I mean, if they're going to continue to vote for people who've been charged with crimes and corruption, then how can it mean anything? And how can they say with a straight face that they support rule of law? They can't. Because they're voting for criminal politicians. The less eyeball-catching, emotion-triggering reality is the election is nothing but another distraction. No matter who wins, none of our systemic problems will be addressed, much less solved. Does either party have the will or coherent grasp of what's broken to fix America's healthcare mess? No. The Democrat solution is to take the bloated, ineffective Medicare system that incentivizes blatant fraud, overbilling, and profiteering, and increase the sick care cartels' power and profits via Medicare for all. This is akin to giving defense contractors the power to set the Pentagon budget. Oh, wait. They already have that power. In the exact same fashion, Medicare's soaring budget is set by profiteering cartels. Nothing will change in Medicare for all except taxes will go up and the cartels will skim additional billions in profits. The Republican solution is to call quasi-monopolies and cartels markets. Since turning everything into a market solves all problems, that's the market-based solution. But since healthcare is run by cartels, which fix the market to their own benefit, there really is no market in healthcare, and nobody's interested in establishing one because that would crater cartel profits. As I have noted many times, our dysfunctional healthcare will bankrupt the nation all by itself. Sick care will bankrupt the nation, and soon. U.S. healthcare isn't broke, it's fixed. How about a systemic solution for opiate addiction? If you believe either party has a solution, you need to reduce your ibogaine intake. In case you don't know what ibogaine is, it is a natural medicine that is supposedly resets your receptors in your brain for opiates, making it as if you've never done opiates before. Now, I know it doesn't work because I used to know the stripper who went all the way to fucking Peru to get off of heroin, and it worked for a little while, but as soon as she got around all of her old buddies and all the old people she was hanging out with before, guess what happened? She ended up back on heroin. So ibogaine does not work unless you stay the fuck away from people who are doing heroin. Opiates and other addictions like social media and mobile phones are immensely profitable, and so the cartels and monopolies profiting from addictions fund politicals in both parties to ensure their profits aren't reduced. How about a dysfunctional weapons procurement system? Both parties love trillion-dollar weapons programs as long as the money slices into enough congressional districts. So what if the weapon system is defective, already outdated, poorly designed, the wrong system for the challenges ahead, or simply not cost effective as long as the campaign contributions are gushing into DC. The politicals can brag about jobs created by building failed weaponry. Nothing will change. You know, the very same jobs Donald Trump takes credit for. The Pentagon can beg Congress to stop building the damn thing, and the Pentagon will be ignored. There's simply too much money at stake to care whether it actually serves military needs. How about soaring debt loads on every sector of the economy? Money that goes to pay interest can't be invested or spent elsewhere, and that starves the economy of productive investment. The super wealthy own much of the debt and receive much of the interest income. This is a systemic problem that isn't viewed as a problem because the super wealthy own the political process. So, you know, everything I've been saying is right here. Neither party can accept that higher education is a failed, dysfunctional system. The problem isn't polarization. The problem is neither flavor of the status quo is actually solving any of the nation's most pressing systemic problems. I will cover the next one in the next video. Anyway, I thought I would share these with you. I hope you all have a good day. Kill the state before the state kills you.